What up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to do a review of The Shy, Season 6, Episode 12. So if you have not seen the 12th episode of Season 6 of The Shy, turn this video off, go watch the episode, come back and watch this video. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I can't stress enough how much it helps. Every little thing that you do helps. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I am not a public speaker. I will tend to fumble my words. You will hear me say and so and like and again 1,000 times. I may stop to regain my thoughts. I may slow my speaking down to regain my thoughts. I'm going to be looking at my notes that I take throughout the show, and anything I say is my opinion. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. Comment below what you would grade this week's episode, what you thought of this week's episode. If I forgot anything, if I was off on anything in particular, let me know in the comments. I like to grade the episode before and after my reviews. I'm going to grade this week's episode. I'm sorry, The Shy. I got to give this week's episode a C-. Not a lot happened. It wasn't nothing that had me like, oh, shit, you know? I mean, we had that one little thing at the end, but that didn't even have me like, oh, shit. So it's just like, I have to give it a C-. Maybe I'll change my grade at the end, but we'll see as I talk about the show. Last Chance, Season 6, Episode 12, The Shy. If you have not seen it, turn this off because I'm about to spoil the entire episode. Let's get into it. So, the episode begins with a conversation between Bianca and Duda, and she's telling him, basically reminding him that he needs to talk to Vic about her getting a weed permit for her and Tiff to sell the weed out of her lounge. So as Bianca and Duda are like all over each other, kissing and whatnot, Tiff walks in and sees them, and then she scurries her ass out of there before they see her. And she leaves. To me, I thought that was going to be immediately like Tiff saying, oh, I don't want to fuck with her now that I know who she fucking, you know? So then we get to seeing Brittany. She stops by to see Bakari. Bakari, he tells her about his book, and Brittany's like, oh, what you putting in the book? And like, who reading the book? Asking questions and things like that. Bakari's like, don't worry about it. I ain't saying no names. He's like, I just won't publish it. And Brittany's like, well, if you don't publish it, it'll just be a journal. And I'm just like, ain't that what the fuck the professor told him it was? A journal? Well, all of a sudden they making it seem like it's going to be a book now, and he about to be a best-selling author. He about to steal the book. I thought it was just supposed to be a journal for him to write his feelings down. I mean, yeah, part of me is like, you shouldn't be writing confessions down, but I thought for the most part this was a journal. Like he was exercising his thoughts or whatever that's supposed to mean. So Bakari and Brittany, they start talking about Brittany's music. And Brittany tells Bakari that Jim is her manager. And Bakari's like, I already know. Like, they are like, what did he say? I think he said Papa told him. He was like, Papa told me you, or Jake told me that you splurged to get her an apartment, to get Gemma an apartment. So he's like, where's that money coming from? Brittany's like, man, I'm out here hustling. And I'm out here fending for myself. I got to fend for myself. Bakari, he gets upset. He's like, I know. Like, basically bringing up their upbringing, like old trauma, I guess. So she apologizes to Bakari for, like, leaving him when they was kids. So apparently she left him to fend for himself, back when they was younger than they already are. Ain't even goddamn. Brittany I don't even know how old Brittany and Bakari supposed to be. Because if Jake 18... Because Jake said he was 18 in the last episode. He said to Jim, he said, I'm 18. You think I'm supposed to be fucking you for the rest of my life? So I know Bakari and them got to be like 17. I mean, but I get it, though. If you came up raising yourself, then I get that. I understand that more than most. So, Brittany, she apologizes, for leaving them behind, old shit, whatever. She starts warning them, like, don't be writing, basically tells them don't be writing no incriminating shit in your book. And I feel like since they putting so much emphasis on this fact that he's writing incriminating shit in his book, I feel like it's going to end up coming up. I mean, that's what shows do. They emphasize stuff so you can see it coming sometimes. And sometimes they don't. They just shock the shit out of you. I like shit like that. But sometimes I like shit emphasized for me to know what's going to happen too, but not too much, you know? So Bakari, instead of giving his journal to the professor, I'm assuming probably because he done named names in that bitch or confessed to some shit. So he probably like rewrote it and put it in notes in his phone. He tries to give it to the professor like that. And the professor's like, first of all, young brother, you need to fix the punctuation in this shit. And we don't send notes through text message no more on the phone. You need to send it by email like a professional. He tells him, like, you need to invest in a laptop. Tells Bakari that. So Emmett, he goes to Tiff, tells Tiff about what Duda want him to do, kill Alicia. And Tiff's like, you was not about to kill my mother-in-law. She ain't say that, but... So Tiff's like, you know, it's better to have Alicia as your ally than your enemy. God damn, my itching. So Emmett's like, well, Emmett suggests like I should tell. He's like, I should tell Alicia what Duda wants me to do, and she'll be grateful. And she'll feel like she owe me one. She'll take out Duda before he get a chance to do her. And I'm like, yeah, it sound good, but the motherfucker in the middle don't always get out. This reminds me of that movie. What was that movie Will Smith was in? Where he got caught in the middle of some shit. I forgot the name of that damn movie. But he got out scot-free. He hit his ass on that table while both rivalries shot each other out. And he got out. I forgot the name of that movie, but just giving that a little bit. So Emma's like, yeah, maybe she'll feel like I owe her and take Duda out. And Tiff's like, well, maybe she gonna kill your ass. So Tiff's like, she don't think it's a good idea, but she's like, okay, well, you my baby daddy. What do you need from me? So Emma's like, well, I want you to set up a meeting between me and Alicia. And I'm like, shit, Alicia don't even like her for the most of it. But we can see her coming around to Tiff in this episode for the most part. Then we get this quick scene, Duda threatening Vic to get him the weed permit. He's like, well, you want to go to prison if you don't do it. So then we get this scene. I don't know what this is, some type of summit or some type of town hall, city hall meeting, whatever's going on. And Quincy, you know, he trying to still remind Vic, you know, Black Caucus trying to donate if you take back the defund the police shit. And Vic still standing on like, I'm not about to be bought type shit. They give this montage of all these speakers. They don't show what they're saying. It's just like a little montage going on. And then Vic, he starts giving his speech about, you know, I don't even remember everything he says, but like the most important thing that had everybody mad was he said that he was going to be backing the mayor funding, and the funding is supposed to be going to people, I think, like him or whatever. So as soon as he says that, like, I'm going to be backing the mayor, or everybody starts yelling, traitor, you traitor ass nigga, da-da-da. They got signs saying traitor, all that. So then we get this scene, Smokey's just so damn dry since the shooting. Kenya and Papa, they in there playing Uno, talking about how slow business is. So Kenya's like, oh, you think when it picks back up, you're going to take the manager position? She says that the Papa's like, oh, no, I accepted your father's offer to be his assistant at the church. So even Kenya telling his ass to be careful. If his own daughter telling you to be careful, that should be a warning for you. You're supposed to be a man of God. You're supposed to know better, Papa. So Papa's like, oh, yeah, I know. People say your dad's too flashy to be a pastor. And King is like, your dad used to say that too. And Papa's like, well, maybe he was wrong. And King is like, oh, so your dad was right about me, but he was wrong about my father. That had Papa ass stuck. I was like, oh, she got a point, dog. She got a point, dog. So Papa's like, oh, I think it would be a good thing for me. So then we get to scene Tiff. She goes to Bianca. She's like, look, I saw you all bond up with Duda. If we gonna work together, he can't be nowhere involved in this business. So Bianca, she trying to play it up cool, like, oh no, you know, me and Duda, we just got a purely transactional relationship, and just like me and you, just like I want you and I to have business, and tries to tell Tiff to relax. Tiff's like, okay. So then we get this quick little scene. Zay and Duda, they hear Britney's song on the radio, which you would think is, they would have brought it up like she'd be excited. I don't know. They heard her music somewhere, playing in the car or something. And then Zay points out the fact that she ain't brought no information back on Bakari, which was her whole reasoning for being here, whatever. So Duda tells Zay, find her ass. So Tiff, she brings Emmett to see Alicia. This nigga Rashad is standing guard at the bottom of her bedroom steps and shit. I'm like, so this the fucking security job that you got? Because I said in my last review, I was like, what the fuck does Alicia do? What company does she have where he gonna be head of security? This nigga is just guarding her bedroom door. I mean, granted, Duda want her killed, but like, come on. Really? Really, nigga? So he like, all right, Tiff, you can't go up. Emmett, come on. Then he get to the door, like, Emmett, I gotta pet you down. And Emmett's like, really? Really, nigga? This nigga Rashad like, I ain't gonna do too much. Nigga, you can't be security then, goddammit. So Emmett, he goes in Alicia's bedroom. He tells Alicia what Duda wants him to do. Kill her. So Alicia, she got her bed, and I mean, that's it. I was about to say she got her bed and her gun. She got her gun in her bed. She picks her gun up. She's like, oh, well, you a dead man walking, she says that to Emmett. And Emmett's like, man, I don't want to kill you. And Alicia's like, it's not that you don't want to kill me. It's that you can't. What she say? Yeah, she says that you can't. She said you don't have it in you. And I was like, she clocked that T. She know you ain't no street nigga, Emmett, just like her son. That's why y'all couldn't get the job done that she put him up to. So Emmett's like, man, I could kill somebody. So Alicia's like, why are you coming and telling me all this about Duda's plan? So Emmett's like, because I know that you want Duda dead just as much as I do. And he's like, he says, I don't think he says me and your son failed. I think he just said your son failed. Did he say if he said your son failed when he was involved, that'd be wild as fuck. I can't remember what he said verbatim. I would hope he said me and your son failed. But I think in that moment he said your son failed like Rob did the shit on his own. No, y'all both failed, nigga. But all in all, they failed. And he's like, Alicia, I know you can get the job done. Which is crazy because, like, if she could get the job done so easily, why the fuck would you send your son, a non-street nigga, to do it? So, yeah, I'm kind of like on Leon's side, the lawyer, Vic lawyer. I'm like, why would you get my son to do some street shit and he ain't a street nigga? So Emma's like, well, we failed. You know, you can get the job done. At least it's like a black woman always got to do everything. I was like, clock that shit. So Emma's like, I'm accepting your offer to buy Duda out of my business. So Alicia's like, oh, Smokey's is a ghost town now since it's been shot up. I might want to rethink my offer. So Emma's like, oh, we'll be back in business. He's like, plus Duda say that the Smokey's in Harlem. I didn't even realize. I forgot that he had another location. I remember when Duda was talking about expansion. This nigga has not even seen the Harlem. She like, you seen the Harlem location? And he's like, no. But Duda's telling him it's making good money. That you ain't seeing. What the fuck? But I mean, how much more do we expect from Emma? This nigga's paying for the house, the cars, the clothes, therapy sessions for the wife, fiance, girlfriend, whatever Keisha is. Just like, come on. Of course he got money in another location and Emma don't know about it. So, yeah, so Emma's like, yeah, I haven't been at the Harlem location. And Alicia, she scoffs and she's like, and you trust Duda. You trust Duda. So Emma's like, I'd rather be under your thumb than Duda's thumb. And before I could even say the shit out my mouth, my brain, Alicia said she hit the nail right on the head. She was like, you shouldn't want to be under anyone's thumb. I was like, fucking preach. I was like, what the fuck, Emmett? Somebody'd rather be under your thumb than his thumb. Like, come on. Just because your baby mama is her son's girlfriend, you think it'd be sweeter working for her? They keep telling you she worse than Duda. We just ain't seen it yet. Only kind of harsh thing we seen her do was send her non-street nigga son out to do some street nigga shit. But what have we really seen her do reckless compared to what Duda has done? So I'm like, exactly, nigga, you shouldn't want to be under anyone's thumb. So Emma's like, well, right now I ain't got no choice. He's like, when my brother, now he your brother, when my brother helped me get my money right. Because, Darnell told Emmett that his new long lost brother, Dion. No, what's his name? I forgot the damn boy name. I got to go back in my notes and find it. But, the new brother they introduced, the boy from on my block. He's like, my brother, the one Emmett was mad about meeting, he's like, you going to help me get my money up. He's like, and I had the money to buy you out I had the money to buy you out with interest. So then Alicia's like, well, what if I just go tell Duda what you doing right now? And Emma's like, that don't serve you. So Alicia's like, and what does? What does serve me? So Emma's like, you having me in your corner. So Alicia's like, okay, I'll let you in my bag. I think she says my Hermes bag, something like that. She's like, I'm gonna give you your own personal detail to protect you and your family and your little business, she says. She's like, she's going to come past Smokey's to basically check out the business, the food, all that. Emma's like, I look forward to serving you. She's like, I look forward to being served. I'm like, okay. This nigga trying to get out of the bed with one monster, getting in the bed with another one. Okay, Emmett, I hope you know what you're doing. So they cut away to Papa arriving at Pastor Ezekiel King's dad, church for his first day of his new job as assistant. Then we get to seeing Keisha. She trying to calm baby Ronnie down. He constantly crying, and she runs to Emmett. She worried. She's like, we need to take him to the hospital. She thinks something wrong with him. That's another reason why I'd be scared to have kids, because your baby just crying hysterically and you think something wrong to where you need to take him to the hospital. But me, I would be just thinking the baby just crying because they either hungry or got to use the bathroom or use the bathroom on themselves or something like that, You would never think it's something internally happening and they need to go to the hospital. I'd be scared. I would fuck up as a parent. So we get this scene, Papa, he's talking to Pastor Ezekiel, and Pastor Ezekiel was telling him that he wants Papa to preach today to the youth congregation. So Papa's like completely caught off guard. He's like, I don't have anything prepared. And Pastor's like, well, it'll come to you. And Papa's like, is that what you do? It just comes to you. So the pastor, he's like, yeah, God always provides. And Papa's like, does God provide or does your congregation provide? Sounding like his mother. So Pastor's like, it's all the same to me. And I was like, oh, so we about to see this nigga being shicey. I mean, even his own daughter said, be careful. And you see she out here trying to make some side money with Jake. Take a picture to his brand. I'm not under his payroll. She's trying to get away from that nigga, her and her son. So then we get to seeing these people. They still rioting outside of Vic's office. And Bianca's in there with them trying to get her weed permit. They talk quid pro quo a little bit, and Vic's like, well, what you gonna do for me getting you this weed permit? She's like, well, what do you want? This nigga talking about something. Sounding like Duda. Talking about something. I want you to get people to not hate me. Remember when Duda told Darnell, you keep the money, just say nice things about me. I'm like, all right, do the 2.0 and shit. But Vic's like, I want you to get people not to hate me. And Bianca's like, well, I can't do that, but I can tell people that you helped me out, and maybe they'll go a little easier on you. But you wanted this position. You wanted, I mean, you ain't want the position, but this is what it come with. She trying to tell him shit like that. She puts her hand on his hand. I was like, I noticed that shit. I was like, okay. So Darnell, he trying to get Rashad to do this gig, and Rashad tells Darnell about, oh, I'm working security now for Alicia. Darnell's like, he notices the jacket that Rashad got on. He's like, she probably got that from one of her old niggas. That's from the 80s. Probably still got coke in the pocket. Hey, I was dying. Still got coke from the 80s in the pocket. Check the pockets. But then Darnell, he's like, what type of business she got that she needs you security? You know, like basically warning Rashad, like, be careful with her. What the fuck type of business she needs you security for? And she gifting you jackets and shit. So then we get the same dude. He comes by Bianca's lounge, and he's claiming that he came to see Tiff because Tiff's like, Bianca ain't here. And he's like, oh, I came to see you. I wanted to see how Rob is doing. So Tiff's like, you a miserable man. She's like, stay away from my family. And dude is like, well, that'd be kind of hard since though I got business with your man. And Tiff's like, well, not for long. And dude's like, what was that? So dude, he got these flowers, this bouquet of flowers. He's like, these are for Bianca. You give them to her when she get here. And as he walking away, Tiff ass, this can't be Tiff, talking about some goddamn, she don't even like you like that. Dude was like, what? Say what? And she was like, Bianca said that y'all relationship is purely transactional. And I was like, God damn it, Tiff. I did not see that coming. I thought Bianca was going to work Tiff. Now she might. Now she might. I didn't think Tiff was going to dig herself in that hole like that quick. So she said y'all relationship purely transactional. Dude to come back over there, snatch the fucking flowers. Give me those damn flowers. You know what? I'll give them to her when I see her. So I said, that nigga's a funny villain. Go snatch the fucking flowers back. So, Vic and Quincy, they seeing all over the news. Everybody talking about Vic and calling him a traitor, saying he need to be demoted and all things like that for siding with the mayor. And Quincy, he trying to assure Vic, like, you know, once you get this money from the Black Caucus, you gonna be in there like swimwear. He doesn't say that, but you know, all the chatter and the rioters, it'll settle down. So Keisha and Emmett, they at the hospital, and the doctors basically trying to establish some type of like genetic factors or genetic history, whatever the word may be, trying to see if baby Ronnie has any family history of genetic diseases and things like that. So Keisha, she goes into a state of like comatose, thinking about her abuse, which is understandable. She's not even in the mind space, and Emma just standing there because they don't have no idea about Ronnie's father's family history, and we all know why. So next thing you know, Duda and Nook show up at the hospital. They pull Emmett out the hospital room, and they like, why the fuck isn't Alicia dead yet? And Emmett's like, man, my son's sick. And Duda's like, I don't give a fuck. So Nook, he roughs up Emmett a little bit, and Duda's like, man, you need to get that shit done. And Keisha comes out, what's going on? So then we get this scene, Jake, he at the church. Apparently Papa called him to come see him do his sermon for the youth congregation. But low-key, Jake is there to see the first lady, and Papa knows it. So we get to see Bianca. She's showing Tiff the casing for her blunts and the price $5K a box. So that's what's up. Tiff getting that money. She's trying to get the fuck from under Duda's thumb, and I don't blame her. So Alicia comes over. It smells like so much marijuana in here. And Bianca's like, this is a weed lounge now, mama. Give it the times. So Tiff is like, it's a good thing that Duda can't touch this product. Yeah, and then it was like a slight silence. And Alicia and Bianca made these faces. And I'm just like, it's something they not telling Tiff. And she gonna get caught up in something. Poor Tiff. She just trying to do right by her kids. And create a business for herself. I didn't like that little silent pause and the little look they made. And then they was like, I'll toast to that. Like Duda might be involved some way, but they ain't telling her or something. I don't know. But maybe he not, because him and Alicia are trying to kill each other. So Papa, he goes up to the pulpit. He starts speaking. Talking about the loss of his dad and how he found his faith again and things like that. And then he starts saying how he's made more money working there at the church than he's ever made. And I'm just like, so he been working at the church? Like, I was so confused. I was like, so it's about the money, Papa? Because remember his mother was like, is it about walking in the path of righteousness or to getting rich? Then we get to see, Jake, he drops off some merch, some of his merch for the first lady. He like, let me know if you need anything else. And she's like, I will. That shit. So then Nook and Duda, they found Brittany ass. They roll up on her ass in the studio. And they like, what the fuck you doing in here? And Brittany's like, I'm keeping up my front. I can't just not be doing nothing, but Bakari gonna be suspicious. So Duda's like, man, I didn't pay you to come out here and be a failed rapper. And Brittany's like, who said I'm a fail? Low key, if she make it, Duda be the first motherfucker like, nigga, bitch, who gave you that 30K to get on your feet? So she does tell Duda about Bakari's book, and Duda's like, is he naming names? And Brittany's like, I don't know, but I told him not to. So Duda's like, he tells Brittany like, you need to get your brother to cancel that book. And Brittany's like, I'm on it. Is she though? I feel like low key Brittany just telling Duda whatever she want him to hear. Even that conversation she had with Zay when we first found out she was working for Duda, it was just kind of like, I don't know. I feel like she just telling what she want to hear, but she gonna at the end of the day still ride for her brother, and she getting caught up with Gemma for real. I don't know. So then Zay and Kenya get the scene with them. They having a little chat at church. Why is Zay at the church? Was he there to see Kenya, or was he there for some other reason? It made me wonder. So then we get to scene Nook. He meets up with Tiff to get his cut because he keeping Rob alive. And Tiff's like, how long is this gonna last? And looks like until Rob is dead. So Tiff, she hands him the money, and then Bianca and Alicia walk over. And Alicia, she says to Nook like, my son made a stupid deal with you. And Nook's like, and if he didn't, he'd be dead. And Alicia's like, we know deals can be renegotiated. And Nook's like, not this one. They gonna killing his ass too. So then we get the same. Bakari, he pulls up in this stolen slingshot on a paranoid Duda. Nigga Duda pulled a gun out on him. Bakari like, chill, it's me. I just wanted to see how much we can get for this slingshot. So then he asks Duda if he can get an advance on his allowance. And I'm like, what the fuck is Duda their daddy allowance? I was like, what the fuck allowance? These niggas getting allowances? Duda is really Papa. And And I'm gonna say Duda is daddy because we got a papa on this show already. So Duda's like, well, what you need in advance for? And Bakari's like, I need a laptop. And Duda's like, oh, so you can write your little book. Bakari's like, what? He caught off guard. So then Duda snatches Bakari up like, nigga, I'll give you allowance when I feel like it. So we get this scene, Keisha, she goes to Fatima, Vic's girl, and she tells her, Lil Ronnie is sick and I don't know anything about his father. We all know the situation with Lil Ronnie's father, and Fatima does a lot of work with victims of SA. So she wanted to see if Fatima could help her find family members of Lil Ronnie's father. And Fatima's like, I'll make some calls. That's what's up, though. It's good that she got somebody she know that's in that world that she can find out situations. I hope it ain't nothing bad wrong. Keisha done been through enough, little child. Bad enough she ain't want the baby, and now she kept the baby, and now we about to find out something wrong with him. I hope not. So it's the next morning, and Duda, he gets out of the bed and he leaves some money. I think it's some money. He leaves some money on the nightstand, and Bianca's all giddy, like, oh, what's that for? And Duda's like, oh, I'm just completing a transaction. So Bianca immediately clocks that. She's like, oh, this bitch Tiff. So then we get to seeing Bakari. He's writing more in his book about Coogie. I mean, he's narrating as he's writing. I don't know if he's actually writing Coogie's name, but as he's narrating, he's saying Coogie. So I'm assuming he's writing Coogie's name and shit. He's talking about how much Coogie's death makes him want to live. So Lene, she walks in. She's like, you going to enroll next semester? And Bakari's like, oh, Duda won't have that. And Lene's like, well, we'll stop working for him. So Bakari's like, well, I need money. And Lene's like, nigga, you don't pay rent. And I was like, I know that's right. She is young as hell and she understands. She ain't paying rent, so what the fuck? He's talking something, I gotta eat. Like Sister Jackson ain't feeding y'all ass. We see how big Papa is. No offense to Papa, but like, come on. Your ass eating, Bakari. You ain't gotta work for a nigga like Duda to make money just to get something to eat. So Lene asks, she's talking, well, if you enroll in school and stop working for Duda, then I'll convince Nina to let you move in. They both knew that shit was some bullshit. Bakari was like, that shit ain't happening. She was like, yeah, well, it won't, but maybe if you did right. So then we get to see Alicia and Tiff, they had some type of event. And Alicia is actually giving Tiff some compliments. She's like, she said something about they named something after her building or something. And Tiff's like, see, that's mogul status. I want to get on one day. And Alicia's like, you're going to get there. You on the right path. I was like, okay, she seemed to be warming up to Tiff. So she takes Alicia over to introduce, so Alicia takes Tiff over to introduce her to Judge Bradley, this woman, Judge Bradley. And she introduces Tiff as Rob's fiance. She's like, I ain't about to say girlfriend. I thought that was funny. She tells the judge, Tiff is going to make America the new Amsterdam. She said something like that. That shit was funny. So the judge, she's like, oh, I heard about the shooting. Is Rob okay? And next thing you know, Bianca comes in and she pulls Tiff away, starts digging in her ass. She says a whole bunch of shit. And basically for Tiff telling Duda what she said. And Tiff's like, I'm sorry. And Bianca's like, you are. So I don't know like I said, I don't know if Bianca was going to do something shady to Tiff in the beginning. But now I feel like she is going to do something. So Duda and Zay, they get back to the car shop, wherever the fuck they be hanging out at. And it's a gift there for Duda. And inside it's a tie, and it's a note, and the note says, this will look good on you at your funeral. So then we get this final scene. Vic and Rashad, they meet up. Vic offers Rashad a paid position at the Rock Center, being the leader of the men's group. So Rashad's like, well, how much it pay? Because, you know, he feel like he making bank now with Alicia. He's like, if it don't pay more than Alicia. So Vic's like, what, you got something better? And Rashad tells Vic that he working for Alicia. So Vic's like, how could you do that? You seen what she did to her own son. And Rashad's like, man, you don't know what you're talking about. But you gotta remember the type of mindset that Rashad is in. This nigga's like ex-felon. No offense, not saying like he can't change and shit, but he used to shit like this, and he don't feel like it's a big deal for him. But motherfuckers like Vic and Donnell that's trying to get out the life or already out the life and shit, they see it and they like, nigga, this is not what you want. So Rashad's like, man, you don't know what you're talking about. Vic's like, man, you making a mistake. And Rashad's like, man, you can't buy me out to ease your conscience. He storms away, and Fatima comes in, and she starts, you know, trying to give Vic some type of encouragement, but it's not really working. And next thing you know, the police storm in, and they placing Victor under arrest for the murder of Q. And that's how the episode ends. Like I said, I still would give it a C-. This episode was like really slow. It was still good, but it was just like nothing wowed me or stuck out, and it was just like, okay. Only thing I would say that stuck out was when Tiff was like, well, I'm glad Duda ain't touching this product, and Alicia and Bianca had that moment. Predictions, thoughts about episodes to come. I mean, how many more episodes we got? What episode is this? 12? I can't even remember, but whatever. I don't know. We shall see. I mean, we would assume that tie is from Alicia, but like I always say in my reviews, so many people want to do the dead. That tie could have been from anyone trying to be funny or playing dummy. I don't know. Like I said, the moment between Alicia and Bianca when Tiff said Duda ain't touching this product, that was weird to me. Like I said, I still feel like at the end of the day, Brittany is just telling Duda and them what they want to hear. Duda is being real pussy this season. He ain't killed nobody this season. I don't think. Has he? Oh, Pastor Jackson and somebody else. But that was like the last half of this first beginning part. He been kind of soft these past couple episodes. He ain't did shit to Emmett for not touching Alicia yet. He ain't touched Alicia yet. He ain't did shit to, man, who the fuck was we just talking about? He ain't did shit to Brittany yet. He ain't did shit to Rob and Emmett. He ain't seemingly been looking for who shot at him lately. I don't know, but we shall see. Those are my little thoughts or what have you for episodes to come. Thanks for watching this review. Comment below what you thought of this week's episode, what you would grade it. Oh my God, squirrel. Oh my God, that scared the shit out of me. Fucking squirrel. Anyway, this completely threw me off guard. I'm high as shit. Thanks for watching this review. Comment below what you would grade this episode, what you thought of this episode. If I forgot anything or if I was off on anything, let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe. Please like and subscribe. It helps more than you know. And I don't only review The Shy, I review other shows as well. Look at this junk just crawling on the window. Ooh, it's licking. Thanks for watching. See y'all in the next one. Please. Peace.